So we got an Ottoman mirror here. Diarouga Ottomans versus Batu Ottomans. So Ottoman versus Ottoman. Should be a fun matchup. Yeah, big time. Seeing two Ottomans is always a very fun, interesting matchup because it really comes down to micro. Obviously, those big unit shipments. Both of you got them, so you got to use them to the best of your ability. Sometimes strategy, you know. Sometimes one will go like double Jan, and then one might sneak up with the Jan Abyss and then win that way. But yeah, well, it'll be seen, you know, because both of these guys are going to be receiving those shipments at equal times. They both got a Moss, they both got a trading post, so they're both going to be getting equal XP in the matchup here. It's going to be quite a good battle here. So we're also going to have to check decks. Who's got a card that might make an advantage over the other one? Is it going to come down to who has Azaps, who doesn't have Azaps? Is it going to come down to who's running the Royal Decree setup and who isn't running the Royal Decree setup? A lot of tough stuff like that, basically. So we'll find out. Yeah. I've Murad looking for this treasure. So 75 gold could be pretty good. I mean, 75 gold is enough for 3 Janissaries to be queued up. So I consider that. Alright, so who is this? This is diarouga. Diarouga is running 1v1 Ottoman. So kind of a standard setup. Jan, Delhi, Cratesville, and Age 2. Does have Royal Decree, just not Moss Construction, Age 3. Standard, you got your Jan, Delhi, Safahi, Abbas, Falconhead, Mamluk. And then in Age 4, you got the beefy Abbas shipment and then Bombards. And your artillery school there, your Keluli school. Nice. Wait a minute, no, that's not artillery. It's actually the one in Age 3, but whatever. Batu is running Mir. Mir? What is Mir? Mir. So he is running Moss Construction, so he might be going more in the Age 4 direction. Yeah, if he gets an Age 4 in there, that's pretty serious, you know. Yeah, definitely. He's also running Nizam, so he does have a Nizam shipment in there with the Abbas, so that could be very strong anti-infantry if combined with Falconet and Abbas, you know, Nizam. Is missing the Mamluks, though. I remember JulianK is not happy with Ottoman players that don't run Mamluks. I remember I was doing production one time for Isak, and then JulianK came on as sort of like a guest caster. And then he's like, oh, he's not running the Mamluks. I'm going to have a nice talk with him about that. That's a very bad idea. And I'm like, I was thinking like, oh yeah, so I guess you better always run Mamluks in your Ottoman deck for that reason. Yeah, no. It's something I learned in Wars of Liberty too. It's something I actually judge people on too in Wars of Liberty. Like if I was ever casting a Wars of Liberty game and I didn't see Mamluks in their deck or in a tournament deck, I said, no, that's a bad idea. JulianK, one of the best AoE 3 players, said that that's a bad idea. So you better put Mamluks in your Ottoman deck. And there's a good reason why. There's a good reason why they're a good card. Because the Mamluk is a mercenary cav that has extremely high hit points, about almost 1500 HP on those things. It's very substantial. It can take a lot of abuse. When it comes to skirms, it can sit there and fight skirms all day. But even if you're like dealing with like a dragoon, it can take a couple of shots. You know, it can be a battle changer because it can get the small number of dragoons so occupied that the rest of the army just runs ahead. Yeah. So it looks like diarouga is going to go double barracks Jan. Is that right? Barracks right there. Batu is going to go naked fast fortress. Very least he's going to reach H3, start running Abyss, Falconet, all those wonderful things. But he is going to have the backing up of his 700 wood. To at least probably get a barracks down, get a couple of backup Janissaries ready to go. So yeah, it's looking like an Age 3 versus Age 2 battle here. Could be quite interesting. I believe the one that's in Age 3 always has the advantage because they essentially got the beefy Abyss shipment. Plus they can get 4 from the marksman, so you're looking at 10 Abyss gunners with Valks on top of Jansers. That's a huge difference. That's a huge game changer on the battlefield. It just gives that player time to get enough Jansers to actually start going after your base. So yeah, that's what we're considering here. It's quite serious. Quite a serious reality, to say the least. Yeah, that's what I think we're going to expect here, honestly. Yeah. So 700 gold coming in for diarouga. So he's getting ready for his gold. Okay, Batu is going up with marksman. That's probably the appropriate one, because in really any situation with Ottomans, if you are going to deal with any sort of pressure, obviously they're going to be sending Janissaries your way. So I think it's a good move that you have the Abyss there, because the Abyss is what's going to make those Janissaries really start falling around the ground there, which I think is pretty good. Yeah, basically. Interestingly enough, diarouga actually noticed. I think he scouted something out. Wait a minute, did he scout? Let me look at the last site here. So yeah, I don't think he saw a barracks there. Okay, he did make some Janissaries. Alright, I was wondering about that. I was like, where are the Janissaries? ¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde están las Janissaries? So there's the Janissaries right there. I was wondering if he realized that Batu might actually be going H3 and he decided to not do Janissaries, but still had the barracks there anyways. No, he did actually do some Janissaries. And he is going to get a added villager, so I mean, a little bit more economy, I guess, in your back pocket. He is going H3 too, so he is gonna have an answer to things, you know. It's not just gonna be a beatdown with Batu going Falconet, Safahi over your stuff, you know. diarouga could get a good shipment himself in or two. Alright, so Batu has his 4 Abyss guards. He's gonna ship in 5 Safahi. He's gonna have that good splash cavi there. His explorer is actually constructing a second town center, so instead of getting a barracks, he's actually going full boom / defense. So yeah, he's playing the good economic game with the Ottomans here while running some elite troops. You know, 5 Safaris and 4 Abyss. That's gonna make Janissaries look like nothing. Okay, so what did diarouga get? Did he get trying to figure it out. Did he go with like some sort of exiled prince? He might have. So I don't see any abbots, I don't see delis there. So he must have gone with exiled prince. So he's lacking those troops. Alright, so Safayi are just gonna, you know, weave around a bit and see what they can pull off. And then they have to take out. Oh, Mohibir. He has a Mohibir to take out Batu's explorer, which I find kind of interesting. That would have been pretty serious if a Mohibir came over here and like sniped him before he could finish the town center. That would be pretty serious, you know. Or at least force him to spend some gold on ransom. Okay, so now diarouga is going to resume Janissary production. Whereas Batu is going to get 1,000 gold. And look at age 4. Yeah, he's going up to age 4 now. He's going to go up with the Vizier, most likely, to get the added Safahis, and they'll all be Shao Tech in the guard. Right, remember, Safahis can regenerate when they're idle. So even though one of them did take a bit of wounding from the town center, you can just heal them up by sitting right here. Yeah, look at him, healing up. He's got nature's own best medicine on his side. Yeah. It's quite good. Quite good indeed. And from there, you will probably see some good action. Yep, Vizier for more spies. Also, is he going to go for Moss Construction? He's got a few options. He can go Bombard. He can go for Big Safahi shipment. Different weapons in his arsenal there. Some pretty good stuff. So, yeah, we'll have to figure that out as time goes on, what the ultimate strategy is going to be here. Yeah, big time. Right, so now going up there. What is diarouga's plan? So diarouga is going Falconet shipment. He went full veteran Janny. He's training a single culverin too. Kind of important, because if we do see bombards, that culverin will, it'll help. It'll help. But the thing is, if he goes bombards, it takes a good amount of time for a single culverin to make a difference. So single culverin to me, negligible at best. Like, he would need like a good 3, 4, 5 culverins to undo bombards. One alone is not going to cut it. I can tell you, as an arena player, one culverin does not stop bombards of any kind, whether it's little bombards, big bombards, great bombards. A single culverin does not cut it. So the single culverin is a nice attempt, an E for effort, but I just don't think it's serving him the way he needs. And anyways, Batu's just going to go 6 Sifahi, so he's just going to go raw splash attack on this whole army, which is like brutal. He's got 8 Sifahis already. He's going to pick off as many Jans as he can with the Abyss Gunners and fish them apart, pull them apart, like monkey bread. Monkey bread. Oh yeah, you've had monkey bread before, right? With like all the cinnamon and stuff. Kind of pull them apart like monkey bread in a box, and then force the bills off. Trying to pick up as many Jans as he can, so when he goes in with the giant Sifahi stack, it's gonna hurt pretty badly. Look at the splash on these guys. Whoa. Going into hand attack too. I think hand attack is actually the worst thing to do, because now you've got the Jans stacked up right against the Sifahis, so they're closely packed like sardines, and you get even more anti-cav into them. But then again, I think the Sifahi would win anyways, just because of their raw HP and splash. Yeah, I just think at least if he went range, he could potentially keep his army on the field longer. Yeah, diarouga, well played. I remember somebody brought up before with the casting that diarouga is sort of an older player, so he's not used to the new functionality of the Ottomans. He's not used to an Ottoman fast industrial. I might have even seen that. Is this the game that me and Phoenix were covering on Discord? This might have been it, but I'm glad I covered it on my channel too, because I remember me and Phoenix were talking about this, and basically Phoenix said, diarouga is an older player. He's from the old Age of Empires 3, so he's used to the old school gameplay of the Ottomans. He's not used to the new school fast industrial. He's not used to a fast Age 4 deploying Ottoman being a threat. So that's something that's totally new for him. He just doesn't know that meta. So it's not that he's a bad player. He's a very skillful player, a very knowledgeable player, but his knowledge base does not include the new sort of meta yet. So it's totally understandable why he's sort of, falling into that sort of a trap, if that makes any sense.